Look at that thing. Oh my goodness sakes, that's crazy. That's like, take a look at that. That's like this. See? See that? Cork. Wow, that's crazy. Let's go over here. Let's get it. This one is from the Strube Brewing Company. The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Good morning, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. It's Monday morning. Dealer coming to you from the Crazy Picker Life. Well, Monday mornings, I don't dread them. However, getting up early is challenging. I got in this morning at just after 3 a.m. Got myself about 4 hours of sleep. And you know, it's good. Get your order started for the week. And I got all my packing done. I'm just about to head home, and it's only 6:30, so I'm gonna get an hour or so nap in before Monday fun starts at home. We've got a short holiday week. We've got some things going on this week that'll be fun to show. I think we're gonna go do a race with the boys, a running race. Let me just show you my orders here. Not super many this morning. I didn't count them. It's dense in there. There's probably 16, 17, 18 orders in there, and we had a couple of UPS that I got done Saturday. I've got this one that I don't know if I'm going to get paid on that one or not. I might have to take that one back apart. It's some slide trays, kind of a strange deal. The guy sent me, please send me the total. And it sent it to me like 6 times, and then I can't get a hold of the guy, so whatever. So one more thing I want to share before I take a break and go home and get a nap and get my school started with the kids. I'll be back in later, of course, with some more fun stuff. You know, one of the reasons I do this business is to give my kids the experience of working and solving problems and handling customer situations and handling money and handling inventory and just understanding some of the basics of a business. Banana Peeler, BP, went out recently and got his own paper route, and that's going pretty well. He's got his brother Benjamin, 10 years old, helping him. I think they're probably going to add another route here pretty soon, so that's exciting. We went to this entrepreneurial class, and although it was very challenging for Banana Peeler to get out and talk to adults and things like that, I see some growth in him. And I want to show you something that he did on Friday or Saturday. I can't recall. It must have been... I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday. They all blur together. And I showed it on camera, but I did not really realize how valuable it was and how much he took the initiative to make this workplace better and really how it had an impact. We recently got a whole bunch of manuals in. Wheeler listed a couple hundred manuals over the last few weeks. And it really added to our manual inventory. It made it hard to find things. And before Banana Peeler did what he did, it was really hard to find things. And so he did something simple. He just stuck some stickers on there, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And these are where we store our manuals. K is Kodak, that's a big one. N-O, all the way down. And he stuck these stickers on here, and then he went through and he sorted all the manuals and made sure that they would fit in there and were sized out. And I packed about 3 or 4 manuals today, and it took me less than half the time to find them. And so it saved me, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. It just was really super easy.
And, you know, my head in the day-to-day, I knew we needed to work on our inventory project, and I'm starting to plan how we're going to better our inventory in a big way, finding things, storing things. And he just did this, and it made a difference, and it's just, it makes me proud that he's starting to think like an entrepreneur. Now, sure, he could have come to me, or he could have asked my permission, or he could have just, you know, procrastinated and not did it. You know, I like that he took initiative, did it, and it works really well for the inventory we have right now. So I'm proud of him. That really made my morning when I saw that. That was really cool. So that's kind of what happens. Now, BP is 12, and I'm impressed. So BP, if you're watching, way to go, sick BP. All right, I got to get home, and I'm not really wound up, but I got to relax and get a little sleep in and get the day going. Hope your day is going well. More soon. Okay, I've got my 2 UPS in here in case I happen to run into the UPS guy today. Neither of these are fragile, so I don't mind throwing it at the UPS guy if I find him. And then I got a couple solid totes of USPS. I'm going to go in and take care of that. Got a couple other projects that are going on here. Seems like we've got a lot of projects going on lately. I don't know how exactly. You know, there's ebbs and flows in everything that you do. We are closing out all the paperwork and everything with our refinance of the home, and so there's still paperwork that needs to be signed for that. Everything's pretty good there. That's in motion. And then around here, certain services and things just take time, and so I guess it takes a while to get an appraisal here. People have to travel to different counties to come do appraisals and things like that. I don't know, but I don't think we're going to close for 30 days. One of my concerns, I have two concerns about building this building. One is I do not want to completely affect my cash flow because there are some unknowns. And so that I have to keep a good eye on everything that's going on with that. I'm not interested in borrowing any additional money than I have to. And, you know, right when this thing is starting to get rolling here, we're going to be heading into buying season. So I need to have a big bankroll of cash for buying, and I've got to make sure not to upset that. The other thing that we're running into is we got a real late start this fall, and we have to prepare our lot by removing some trees and making sure it's level. And then there's some concerns about locating water pipes, as well as, I need to go this way, as well as we actually have to move an electrical line because the building's going to be too tall. And so all these things are dragging out, and it takes some pre-work, and I have a feeling we're not going to be breaking ground until spring when it's all said and done. There's just winters here, and it's just really been interesting. Everybody wants to get their money, but the feeling I'm getting is that spring is going to be break ground time, and we're not going to have this thing until midsummer. But you know, this is a big project for us. I'm considering signing a 2-year lease. No, not a 2-year lease, a 1-year lease on my building so I don't lose my rental space, and just backing off the pace a little bit and making sure I've got this thing right, because I've got too much going on, and I just have too many years behind me to keep rushing, especially into a big project like this. So I'm sure I'm going to talk about this a lot, but today, after a nice weekend of sleep and break and everything like that, and looking at financials and looking at time frames, I'm realizing that pushing this thing through is a little too stressful. And so I'm inclined to back off just a little bit here and keep assessing and make this thing work right. My tendency is to go headlong, but you know, I'm not going to be dumb on this one too. All right, I got to stop in here, and I got some more things to talk about. It's amazing to me how I've kind of been lulled to sleep this fall with all the mild weather we've had. We've had a couple of days on and a couple days off, and then all of a sudden, wow, you know, instead of running with the kids in the afternoon at 70, 75, 80 degrees, we're now looking at 20, 25, and 30 degrees. We're right into winter. And so I have a race with them. We're going to do a Turkey Day race in Denver on Thursday. And I struggled to try to get them some updated winter clothing for racing, because you can't race in wind and 20 and cloudy and not turn into an icicle. So, and my kids, you know, every year they grow, so they grow stuff. So I don't know if I got that taken care of or not, but a lot of little details. I've got to stop by the hardware store and pick up a for sale sign. We're going to sell Lon's van. It's a 2006 Town and Country touring van, nice van. It's treated us pretty well, and so I've got to liquidate that out. It's got a bunch of problems. It's not worth much, but we're gonna get rid of that. And so I'm back in the van, and she's driving the Jeep today, and I had to walk by it at lunch as she drove in and is driving it, and I don't get to drive it. That was hard. So I've got to get her car displayed on our frontage road, and that will sell fast. And as soon as the financing closes on the house, we're gonna go get her a vehicle, which she's been excited about, and you know, she's due. She's been doing a really good job at work, getting raises and all that kind of stuff, and needs to travel out of town once in a while, and doesn't want to drive the Jeep and doesn't want to drive the van, and her van is not that good for out of town. So we got that going on. What else? So I got to stop there. I got to stop at post office. I've got to stop at her work and sign that paperwork. A lot of running around. My day started at 3 a.m. I did get a nice long nap after that when I went home, so I feel pretty good. You know, we were talking, somebody asked for our question and answer, what do I want Wheeler to improve in the next year? And when we were on the question and answer, you know, Wheeler was right there. I asked him, and I thought of a few thoughts on that, and really he's doing really well. There's two things that I do wish he would improve, and this is not negative. This is just conversational, but it popped in my mind today for whatever reason. We had a question on a watch today, and he's pretty good at describing items. On this particular watch, it had a watch band with a slight defect on it, like a little extra nub of metal on it that somehow, even though it's a vintage watch, it's always been there. Nobody ever took a Dremel to it or whatever. And so this person who bought it got the watch, and they were very critical about the watch. They wanted it to be perfect. And I'm thinking, well, you know, you're gonna have some people that buy watches from us that treat it as if it's fine jewelry. You know, they're gonna have it under a microscope. I'm gonna bring my packages in and then keep talking about this. So, you know, it's the same with cameras. Some people want their camera to be polished and perfect and no flaws, and you know, they treat it like it's a museum piece and all that, and other people, they want it to be a working camera or a sports watch, or they don't care as much. I think with watches, I think people are going to be more concerned that it's jewelry-like. So the idea that he should have described that, he knows that, he missed it. That's not the big deal. I mean, I would like him to be more critical of that, but the thing that I want him to improve on, and I'm hoping he can do more of, is when somebody has a problem with an item, and I think I need to do a whole segment on this, customer service, but it's beyond customer service. When somebody has a problem with something and they email you, you've got to put yourself in that person's shoes that's writing you, and you need to read between the lines, and you need to understand how concerned they are, how fast they need a response. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can read off of a person, and really it's customer service. It's also about being empathetic to the person's situation. One of the challenges with Wheeler is he just doesn't have enough customer service and relationship experience. And really, it's partially his age. It's not that he hasn't talked to people enough. It's not that he hasn't sent enough emails back and forth. He's very technical, and other people are very emotional. And I think it's the combination of myself and my wife, and we're not going to get into the intricacies of that, but we have a lot of differences and a lot of things that are different about our styles, my wife and myself, and our kids have some of those same things. So Wheeler just needs to learn that. The other thing about his style is he's very technical, and he could have a camera that has a piece hanging off of it, and as long as it was functional and didn't get in his way, he wouldn't care. And so he doesn't care about scratches. He doesn't care about the look of things as much as he cares about how it operates. Watches, I think he's learning to, the look is important, but again, he leans more towards it's functional, And in reality, people that buy stuff from us are all over the map. Some of it's given as gifts. Some of it, people are very particular. Some people are way to the end of particular, where it's crazy particular. Other people don't care. Other people are same, functional, professional, just want to get a job done, that type of thing. And so you have to read that when an email comes in. And I had him handle this particular email with this person who was upset about this and didn't have a good solution for this little nub on the band that they didn't like on there. And he gave him a very hard-edged, technical response that I knew right away after I read both of the messages that it did not satisfy the person's need, And it wasn't that it was going to lead to a problem. It's just that the situation went from volley to volley, and then elevated a little bit. And I'm hoping that he can work on picking up on that, so I don't have to handle the customer service on not only the technical questions on the cameras and the watches, but the emotional and the other questions that come in. Really, there's all the customer service questions. So he could learn that. I'm hoping he continues to learn on that. So far, I see that it's a blind spot for him, and I'm not sure how to help him on that other than just life experiences. So, I've been working with customers and clients for 30 some years or more. He's got a couple years in, so that's part of the unrealistic expectation I might have on that. But I'm going to talk about that subject. How do we maintain high feedback rating? How do we maintain high customer experience? How do we
handle things like people that are mad, people that want to return stuff, people that have problems, just standard questions, all that stuff. I can talk about that. Okay, I got more to talk about. I gotta go get a sign, a for sale sign quick here. Okay, so, you know, I keep coming in and out, and obviously my brain is going a couple different directions. I'm not unhappy with how Wheeler answers questions and comments, and it's gotten better, a lot better. He's very, very good with the technical, amazing with his understanding of cameras. It's the question was asked, you know, what could he work on? For me, it's how can he become more standalone and even teach some of my other children, and or down the road if we have a department that handles cameras, that type of thing. How can he sort of evolve his position? And that's why that came up. The other area, and I don't know, again, I think it's just part of his personality. There's a certain procrastination, and obviously teenager, obviously lots of hobbies and that. It's really part of his personality though, and he knows it and I know it. And the funny thing about it is, as far as procrastination goes, he and I have some similarities, but there's a couple parts of procrastination that we are completely on the opposite ends, and so we clash on that a little bit. Both of us are stubborn, and both of us, if we don't want to do something, we will procrastinate on it. I mean, that's just, I guess a lot of people might fit into that category, but we both have that. I mean, if I don't want to do something and other people want me to, whatever, they can, you know, kiss my ass. Sometimes I'll procrastinate, you know. He has a certain disconnect. Like if he has 3 or 4 things to do, there's a certain order that he likes to do them, and I don't know how to really talk about it or whatever, but there's a little too much procrastination in there, and I think it's just being of a certain age and experience. And I'll tell you one other difference that makes a huge difference on procrastination and the learning curve is, at some point he's going to have to be the last in line, and I keep trying to give him that experience without, you know, causing a lot of trouble. Now, I like to micromanage, and over the years I've learned to back way off that. I mean, I'm much better than I used to be, but my tendency is to want to do it all, mainly because I have certain ways of doing things, and I feel I'm pretty good at it, and I feel I've got the experience. I've backed way off that. That has been one of the things that having 6 kids, homeschooling, running a business with them, being married, I mean, I have turned that around. It's still a tendency of mine, but I've turned it around. Now, depending on who you talk to, who knows, right? So I've tried to give him this experience of being the last in line and having to take care of any problems and having to take care of things with deadlines. And he's coming along and he understands it, but I don't think a person, see, I'm still there to sweep up. I don't think, it's kind of like, let's say you're out in the woods and a bear's running at you and nobody else is around. You're the last in line. I mean, you've got to come up with something. That changes you if you make it out of it, right? Some people end up as victims of that. But if you're out in the woods and you think you're all alone, but you know somebody's only 100 feet away with a bazooka gun, you might run that way knowing that if that bear gets too close to you, all you gotta do is duck and the guy with the bazooka is gonna take it out. That's a little bit like Wheeler and mine's relationship. He knows I'm there. And I think in my own career,
I don't know how much I was ever babied or cuddled or whatever, but certainly my parents helped me and were always there until I was in the real world, until there was nobody backing you up, until you went through that and failed a couple times, fell down hard a couple times, realized that you didn't want to fall down like that again. You get sick of getting beat up, whatever, until you're last in line. I don't know if that procrastination really sets in. So I have to figure out how to help him with that. And I think a real world job experience is going to help. And as soon as he graduates, we are going to encourage him to get a part-time position doing something else. He's so skilled. I don't know. It's probably going to be like freelance photography or I don't know. And then he's going to, he's going to learn some lessons, and that's the way you grow. I can't teach him all those lessons. It is hard because I have this parent relationship, boss relationship, business partner relationship, teacher, school, student relationship, coach, running buddy. We got a lot of relationships, and so it's hard for me to teach him everything. So somebody asked, what could Wheeler improve on? What are some of the things he could improve on? Great kid, full of energy, really knows his camera stuff, really trustworthy, young, green in a lot of areas, still learning in a lot of areas. Way more pros than cons. But somebody asked, so there it is. All right, I got to go in and sign this paperwork. There's my Jeep over there. Man, it looks good. Wish I was in it. Lon said that she'll tell me later what she doesn't like about it. Oh boy. Well, we are looking at new cars for her, and so she's trying to decide, what kind of car do I want for the next 10, 15, or 20 years, because that's typically how long we're going to keep a new car. This is going to be a long deal for her, so pays to get the right one. All right, a lot of blabbing. The afternoon, I'm going for a run with the boys, finish up homework with the kids, check in stuff. After supper, I'll be back in the office. I've already got 6 or 7 orders I haven't packed that came in during the day today. Gonna list a few items tonight. I don't know, we'll find something else to talk about. I've got some other things, and then I've got to start getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a work on the business day, and so mentally my gears are turning. What little projects, what medium projects, what big projects am I working on tomorrow? And that's exciting. Tomorrow is going to be work on the business. Thursday is going to be my off day. I'm going to flip-flop those as needed. So, I'm not going to take tomorrow off and then Thursday off. That just doesn't work. So I flip-flopped them. Back later. Oh, back in the van, running around. I didn't run into UPS, so my UPS station here is open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, to the public from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's it. Sometimes you can catch them and you can drop some packages off. Mine are all pre-labeled, so it's pretty much just hand it to them. I used to have a pickup. It was like $20 a week or something like that. I can't remember what it was, and it made sense for a while. It probably would make sense now. I'll probably do it again. I don't mind getting out, run some errands. I just work it around everything else. Not everything can be time efficient. I got to have a little unwind time away from everybody once in a while. So I was thinking, every time I talk about somebody else and I bring up, some of their faults or things they can work on, I'm not above talking about myself and what I need to work on in my own business, in my own life. And I was thinking about that a little bit. And I just have a short minute comment on what I really need to work on. And what I need to work on is my attitude and how I present myself to my children and my wife. And really, it's about making all the interactions that I have with my kids as valuable as possible. And that takes focus and concentration, and it takes every single day kind of thinking about how I'm presenting myself and the value that I'm providing to them. And here's why. I mean, you can go along in cruise control. You can get caught up in all kinds of hobbies or side things or any of that stuff. My family to me is super, super important. And even though that's my focus and my concentration, it's really easy to get off track on that. And we're only together as people, family members, father, kids, father, young adults, father, growing children. We're only around so long. And it's a really short time. I mean, I remember when Wheeler was born 17 years ago. That doesn't seem like very long ago. And although I've had lots of kids, I've got 6 kids, time passes so quickly. You only have a chance to make a first, second, third, fourth impression for so long. And so I spend a lot of time with my kids, especially. I like to spend time with my wife, Lon. I've got to make those times count. And I try to work on that every single day. And it's not easy. It's just not in my nature. And so that's something that I always need to work on. Just thought I'd share that. I didn't want to feel like I was picking on Wheeler. Wheeler's a good kid. I couldn't ask for a better son and business partner, that's for sure. I need to remember that every single day. So here comes the UPS guy. Of course, I'm already heading home. He's elusive when I need him sometimes. I used to be able to kind of smell him out, but they switch over drivers and all that. All right, I got to get home and have some supper. Be back in the office. It's getting dark out.
Well, it's after supper. In fact, it's after 9 o'clock. I got my orders caught up and packaged. We've had $1,000 plus day today. We got a couple of nice $220 camera orders. Both cameras, $470, 60 bucks, something like that. Going to Australia, so that's cool. So we've got an Australian order. And then this one is going to Saudi Arabia. And a couple to Canada. So it's like overseas day again. 10 orders. Feeling all caught up. Now, many of you know we had a huge listing October, and I had a couple contests going there where there were some rewards, right? And I had to delay a couple of those rewards. One of the rewards is we're getting this huge beanbag chair, this love sack, and you can look it up, LUV-SAC or something. I mean, they make these super cool, any color, any texture, skin, zip them off, whatever, from the size that you remember from the 60s, 70s, 80s, the little size, to these huge mammoth ones that are like the whole side of the room. So we're getting one of those, and I needed to wait to get that until my wife Lon gets her furniture, right? She saw that prize, and we had a little discussion about how big my prizes are getting, right? Because we got this TV as a prize too, and that she took notice. She said, "What's with all these prizes? If you're doing so well, I think it's time for me to get furniture." So we went in this last Saturday and we made the furniture order. She's getting some nice leather 3-piece furniture plus 2 ottomans for our living room. It's nice stuff. And I'm sure she's watching, so good job on picking out the furniture. I like it. Now, before I go into this next part, I want to remind her that when we went in there, she wanted to show me the furniture. She also wanted me to meet the guy that was giving us a runaround on the deal, and we made a good deal. We got the second ottoman for cost and whatever, right? But interestingly enough, and this is the first time this has ever occurred, I knew the guy, sort of, from a few years ago. I met him, and when she introduced me to him, she called me the boss. Yeah, here's the boss. And I was like, that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. I'm the boss. Usually it's kind of weird. Usually it's the man who introduces his wife as the boss, or there's some sort of thing there, right? I got introduced as the boss. Okay, whew. I relished in that for a moment. That I'm gonna have to remind her of that again, because I've forgotten already after a couple days. I'm the boss. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. So she would never admit that ever in our relationship, that I'm the boss, and we all know who's the boss. I'm not even gonna claim it or not claim it. So anyway, this October contest also had, if we hit $50,000 listed in October, and we hit our $1,000 minimum a day, and I listed 10 items every single day for the entire month, I was going to get some sort of a beer on tap kegerator setup for the office for myself. And after thinking about that for a while, I'm like, man, I'm going to have to drink beer all the time. And I'm like, that's not so good. I like a good beer now and then. Sometimes I like to drink while I list. Most of the time I don't like to drink, and I don't like to drink every night. It does tend to make other parts of my life not so good, like running and exercising and the pace that I keep up, okay? So that just doesn't fit. But after thinking about it for a while, I did like my beer club, right? So I did invest in a monthly, and this is really interesting for me. When is beer scarce? When you're out, right? If you're out of beer, the beer's scarce. There's no beer, it's scarce. Where the heck is it? This is rare beer. I joined the rare beer club, the Rare Beer Club. So your membership, gift giving, I guess they're gonna probably, holiday shopping, they're really hitting me here. Rare Beer Club, and then they're gonna tell me about them. So I actually do enjoy reading about the breweries and the different beers and what makes it rare. I'm really not sure at this point, but rare sounds pretty exclusive, right? Well, let's see what we get here, huh? Boy, that looks like a wine bottle. Whoa, that's a beer? Oh my goodness. Nova Brazil. Let me get my camera adjusted here. There we go. That's not working very well. It's on auto. Nova Brazil Imperial Stout Corva Negro, 11% alcohol, By volume, 80 IBU, 750 milliliters. Wow. Just got a plain cap. San Diego brewed, Brazilian inspired. So it's in Chula Vista, California. Brewed by Otay Lake Brewery for Nova Brazil Brewing Company. It's got a picture of a very angry looking crow type. I don't know what's going on with my focus. Just might be my, oh, it was just my background. There you go. Gets confused by different colors. It can't tell what to focus on. All right, well, Imperial Stout. I do like stout, so that is pretty crazy. Now these bottles are the kind that you might want to share with a friend. Those are not, let's show you here, kind of empty in here. Good thing I got, this is a standard bottle. Yeah, that's quite a deal there. Oh. All right, and then there's supposed to be another one down in there. Oh. Ooh, yeah, yeah. What the heck is that? Never leave your lunch wrapper in there. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness sakes, that's crazy. That's like, take a look at that. That's like this. See? See that? Cork. Wow, that's crazy. Let's go over here. Let's get it. This one is from the Strube Brewing Company Kaiti Triple Ale 10-year anniversary small batch beer. This one's only 6.8 ABV. Again, it's a big bottle. Jubileum, and you've got like a flapper girl on there with her flapper hat, and she's out for the night. Let's see what we got here. Rare Beer Club. Oh, I don't know. San Francisco, imported by Waterloo Beverages. Itchegem, Belgium. This is a Belgium beer brought into the Rare Beer Club. Well, that is certainly interesting, isn't it? All right, so I'm digging this, and I'm going to take some heat of one sort or another at home for this. I know it, but what are you going to do? I have rare taste. Most people would think, oh man, this dealer character, he's one step from living in the junkyard. What the heck would he be thinking? You know, he's a connoisseur of rare beer.
Oh, there you go.
Take a look at that.
Look at that.
What do you think of that when you look that over?
That's something else right there.
No, rare versus scarce. So I was talking to the.
It looks like the
that picture.
Blacks.
Yeah, I was talking to the.
It's exactly that kind of
the
thing.
crew here, and I said, "Well, what? No, it's got a barcode on that. Makes it kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
How can it be rare when it's got a barcode? I'm gonna have to take. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. That's kind of weird. So scarce, when something is scarce, like that's like you're out of it. Where's the beer? It's scarce. Well, give me the last one.
There it is.
But rare.
Yeah.
Rare beer. Now let me get you the other one here, because now that I've noticed that doesn't look good with the barcode. That's kind of. I like the cork.
Let's go to Walmart and buy this.
Yeah, this is from Walmart.
This is Walmart.
Now, this one's a little more impressive there. That's the Imperial.
Yeah. Imperial Stout. That. What barcode? Well, there one is.
Barcodes. Man, I thought this would be like from the depths of somebody's like private stock.
Well, I have the California cash refund and all these government warnings.
Yeah.
No production date listed. It's supposed to have one right there.
Yeah.
Not there.
Oh well.
Took the wind out of my sails.
Yeah. There's no production date on it.
I mean, rare things like where's the barcode on this sign?
Yeah.
None of these beers have barcodes. Are these rare? This Country Club?
Walmart.
Yeah. I suppose if you got this natural organic lot of chocolate, that's going to have a barcode. Look at that.
There.
Oh well. I guess here's what we got to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
You see these bottles, and obviously they're worn. So if you turn them around, there's probably a barcode.
Yeah, probably.
Budweiser barcode.
Well, man, premium. The barcodes came in early for the premium goods.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, well, yeah, you could afford the high-end reading machinery.
Checkout.
Yeah. Well, other than the barcodes, I'm pretty intrigued by what's going on there.
Yeah.
So that's a sharing type situation. I might give you a chaser out of that, like a shot glass.
Yeah. I see what that.
I have to try it.
Look pretty crazy.
Well, the stout is 11%, so that's almost like combining whiskey with beer or something. That's getting pretty heavy. That one that I have in the fridge there that I bought an extra case of, and I know Lon's watching, so now she's thrilled. You bought an extra case from your beer club plus your beer club? Remember, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
Did you know your mom called me the boss?
The boss.
Is that
boss.
Okay? Your mom and me, we love each other, but you know our relationship. Do you think she would ever let her guard down and call me the boss? Does that seem?
Definitely not on camera.
Let's see. Does that seem characteristic of her?
I don't know, not really.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe sarcastically.
Maybe no. We were looking at furniture.
Yeah.
And she introduced me to the salesman as the boss.
The boss. Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted her furniture. She was pulling all the stops out.
I need to move this thing back to my office here. The babies are messing around.
Kids got a hold of it. So anyway, that beer that we have in there, that's like 7%. That other stout from Canada. Mm-hmm. This stuff here. Yeah, the Salty Scott. And I only can have one of those. I've had two of those, and it starts to. Yeah. I can't count either. 7.5%. Those are Scottish ale. Yeah. So I can't imagine what this.
Type of ale here. This is a triple ale. Well, there you go.
Well, that one's not. That one's only 8%.
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's the stout next to it there.
Yeah. Triple ale though.
Yeah. And you notice the size. That's not.
No.
That's like a little larger.
Beer mile size.
Beer mile. Oh, hey, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Man, if I did the beer mile with 4 of those, I think
down and out.
I don't think I'd break 10 minutes.
No. You break 10 hours.
That will be a whole new chapter.
Yeah. It's like me doing the Rubik's Cube mile with this thing.
Yeah.
It would not work at all. Like this thing's like falling apart.
If you haven't seen me run the beer mile and you don't know what that is, search up in our videos back in September.
Having your little info tabs, man.
Beer mile. Well,
you know, do them now. They're pretty easy to do, actually.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Am I busy or not busy?
You're busy.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Kate to be my video editor.
Yeah.
And then we could start doing some of those things. Make it easier for people to find things, whatever. So this is kind of a weird, wide aspect.
Yeah.
You're in there and I'm in there, but, you know.
You need the forced perspective, the weird forced perspective, so you seem like you're right next to me. It really worked out.
I feel like I'm craning my neck here, too, to get in the shot. So what's going on, man?
Not much. I'm listing stuff.
What are you listing today?
Shutter releases, a few of them, some other weird accessories, focusing screens. Working on those a little bit. Focusing screens are kind of annoying if you have to list them one at a time, but it actually wasn't too bad.
Well, I don't know if there's cheap and undesirable ones, but some of the ones we get are pretty good.
Cheapest one I listed so far out of 5 is $38.99, and that was scratched up a little bit and hard to identify.
Yeah, those are worth it.
All pretty good money.
So, different subject. Well, by the way, we had a $1,000 camera day today.
Yeah.
All by itself.
That's awesome.
Just cameras, 24 hours. And we haven't sold too much else, but probably 1,200 total, 1,300 for the day. That's a good day. So rumor has it, did you hear the rumor?
Rumor mill? No.
Well, I'm not going to dwell on it because it's just a rumor, but remember we had a lady come through and look at our building?
Yep.
Our building's for sale. And I could tell she was interested in this side.
Yeah.
And so she's wanting more information, and I don't know. I'm not going to say it sounds like it's could happen, but she wants our side.
Yeah.
And the option that's going to be given to us is the other side.
Other side or get out.
Other side or get out. So that sounds like my my nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
It kind of sucks to move twice.
Well, yeah, we're not going to have that building built in time
Mm-hmm.
unless she's going to let us stay here for a while.
Yeah.
So again, it's a rumor, but if we could just like break down the wall
Mm-hmm.
and move things over inside the building, the problem is you got to go outside the building
Yeah.
in the middle of winter.
The problem, that's
Windy, crappy, it's, you know.
there's a garage door over there. That makes it easier to get back in. And of course, you could almost go through our back thing here, but that's not very wide.
Well, it's
for
not
smaller
open.
stuff. Well, you could open it pretty easily. It was open up
Well,
until
yeah,
not too long ago.
Yeah.
So just take some boards out.
Well, yeah. Bottom line is,
It's not good.
do you know how much stuff we have?
Too much.
Even best case, a move from here to there and set it up like we have it. Oh my gosh.
Month.
Well, a month to feel settled. But I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna have to.
No, we're going to do it.
We're gonna, it's gonna fall on me
It's a good
because
week solid,
you're
almost.
gonna have to keep listing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're definitely gonna. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna pan out. I should just stop talking about it
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of depressing. But I'm hoping if it happens and we do move over there, that we get a break. I mean, even if I got a month free rent, I would not do it. I don't know what it would take for me to do it. I mean, for me to put 40 hours in a move, which I think is probably low, I'm worth $50 an hour.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Maybe more. That's ridiculous. That's $2,000.
Yep.
You
Treat
think
it like a break.
$700
Vacation.
vacation moving all this shit? Oh my gosh. Well, and some of it isn't. Well, you know what? If we do move, we're acting like, because we like that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's now ours.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big, ugly, heavy thing, but we can put rollers under it.
Yep.
I hope that doesn't go through. I was just talking to the camera about backing off on our building schedule a little bit because of the winter and because I want to have a dollar buffer. I don't want to be so tight
Yeah.
going into our buying season next year. And if we go gun ho and anything goes wrong, we could be tight. I don't want to be like that. But so I was going to back off our schedule a couple months.
Yeah.
And build this thing when you graduate more so, and when the nicer weather's here, and just when we have a little dollar buffer.
Yep.
But now, who knows?
If it goes through, it's going to be a bit less of a buffer.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, no, I mean it's going to be a bit tighter schedule potentially.
Nah, I mean if she lets us stay here.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if we started the process tomorrow, we still could not move into that building till at least May.
Yeah. Wow. That long.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot to get done.
Oh, well, they're 3 months out right now. Even if you sign paperwork, they're 3 months out from building it, and that doesn't mean it's going to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, you add some of the other work that we have to do on there just to even get in there.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, it's 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think she's going to give us 6 months.
Yeah.
Now, if she gives us a year, we'll stay here and then go in a year.
Yep.
So that's, again, I can't just like knee jerk and start taking stuff off the walls just because somebody says they like this side.
Yep.
Even if we signed a lease, I can't imagine. I suppose we'd have to write it in there. But see, now that we don't have a lease, we're screwed.
Yep.
Oh, well. Take it in stride.
Sort of like being evicted, but
Well, this is why we're moving to our own place,
yeah.
so that we don't have to have that happen.
Yep.
Because I knew it was a possibility. You know, it's a possibility at any point. All right. So what else is going on?
Just gonna keep getting some listing done. That's what I'm planning on.
I think
I'm a bit slow tonight, but I'm still faster than usual.
I think a couple orders just clicked in, so I'm gonna have to check that.
Yep,
But yeah, I'm gonna go list some things too.
Yeah, popped my old phone apart and like stuck it back together, and now it seems to be working again. Just seeing if I could get up and running again. I'm not sure exactly why. I guess I can get some stuff off there and whatever. It's not really worth it unless somebody in our family wants to use it to replace the screen on it. Because it's $100.
No, yeah. So take your stuff off
Stick
it,
it on my
reset it. Does it sell for anything like it is?
$15-20. I'll stick it on my shelf. It's not.
Yeah.
Yep. A wall of destruction.
You're gonna start a Casey Neistat wall of destruction.
Pretty much.
Well, you remember the phone I just bought you for $800?
Making sure that doesn't end up on there.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, your mom. Oh, I had to cut that out of the video on
Funny thing
Sunday.
is how she dwells on years, but I treat mine too rough. I can tell that, I know it, but at least I stick with reasonably tough phones.
I just think that
Try to take
the
it easy.
boss's wife just wants to fight. I mean, I get at least $10,000 use out of that phone.
Yep.
So, however I care to treat it, as long as it lasts, who gives a blank?
Yeah. Well, it's like my camera equipment. It's one step different because camera stuff is engineered to be pretty tough, but it's like a professional photographer. It's like some of these professional photographers on YouTube. People knock them in the comments like, "Oh man, you're treating your stuff way too rough." Blah 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 blah. Well, professional equipment is made to take the beating, and it's what do you call it? Impedes productivity and stuff to have to baby your gear that much. So,
Well, I mean, it's
Similar thing.
funny how. I mean, everybody that's watching this video that's in the picking business heavy.
Yep.
All you got to do is say, do you know anybody that's not in the picking business that doesn't understand what you do and how you use your phone and how you use your vehicle and how you list stuff and what you have to do? They don't understand.
Yeah. Well, professional photographers, they stick Velcro and tape and all kinds of stuff all over their cameras that cost thousands of dollars, and people are like, "What the heck, man?"
Oh yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
It serves a purpose.
No, so I don't know.
Their cameras are pretty roached after they use them, I'm sure.
My phone, I mean, like I said, I used it it was worth $10,000 to me. I would pay double for it if that's what it cost. I use that thing all the time.
Yep.
In and out of my pocket, in and out of my hands, checking the cost of things, answering questions. I took all my pictures for auctions. It's crazy.
Well, yeah. Well, my camera is out, man. I was having all kinds of issues. With Amazon, whatever. My camera was just messed up, which I think I fixed it now. When I opened it up, I was able to get in there a little bit. Clean it, but a little too late.
Well, this is a ramble on,
It is. Yep.
so I don't think I'm drinking that beer tonight.
Yeah.
In fact, I know I'm not. I went running today. I went serious running with the boys today. Man, are they smooth.
Mm-hmm.
They're both over there just grinning and laughing. Oh, what an easy day. I'm out there going, oh, I'm doing okay, guys. Do you even see me over here dying? And they're giggling over there.
Yep. Basically, my plan with running is I might go on another 2-miler before the race here, but I'm pretty much just resting until the race, and then I'll do the race, and then I'm planning on starting to get up at 8 and do a 2-mile every day for a while.
Oh, you said it on camera. We'll see how it's
I said it
going.
on camera. That's
How's
what
your
I'm
knee?
doing.
How's your knee?
Good. I haven't felt it at all.
So you know that
Stuff I do
we're
doesn't.
we're going to race on elevation too.
I like elevation, actually. It's
No.
never affected me.
I know you do, but
Yeah.
the problem is when you're not in shape,
Yeah, I get it.
that can be
Yep.
funky. All right, don't pass out.
Should be fine. I have my super meat sandwich. I have a really good pre-race meal that.
Yeah, well, we're
basically-
gonna have to leave at like 5:30
I
a.m.
don't know. I'm gonna say my pre-race meal, pre-race thing is so good that like when I get out there, usually I'm running on like really bad eating and really bad sleep and whatever. When I go out to a race, I eat so well that it's like a double increase in
Whoa.
super craziness, so it actually went better.
Well, I'd be the first one to say if you were in shape, man, you're like lightning, but
Yeah,
you're in and out of shape.
yeah.
It's not going to be long before BP starts beating you, man.
I don't know. It's not super serious about it, I guess.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm just telling you.
Yep.
I just dropped some bills on some equipment for you guys.
Yeah. Forget what I ran the other day there, like 5 miles or something.
5 miles.
Yeah, we did some workout thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what I do.
You're living in the dream world.
Well, we did a 1 mile warm up and then did a 5K, so I guess it's like 4.5.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
I got to let you go.
Yep.
Not that this conversation wasn't exciting. Packed orders, went home, came back, packed some orders, did all kinds of stuff. I'm the boss. Remember it, I'm the boss. Oh, I like that. I'm the boss. Packers sure weren't the boss yesterday. What happened? I didn't get any making out with my woman. The boss went to bed. Oh well. Let's see, tomorrow is work on my business day. I've got some things lined up. I know that cupboard back there, or whatever you want to call it, that cubby where all those wires and crap are in our internet. I'm fixing that. Even though I'm moving out of here, I'm fixing that, so that is spectacular. What else is the boss doing? I'm hooking up my sign back there, so I've got more lighting coming in. I've got to have a few wins. Last week, I attacked these big projects, like 12-month cash flow. That one's been haunting me, you know. You get a realization of how much cash flows in your business when you're doing a lot of business. And that made me think a little more about this building and make sure that I was doing it the right way. That was part of it. And then winter has descended upon us. And I've got some trees to cut down on my lot, and I've got to get my lot leveled. And I've got this big, huge telephone pole with all this electricity going to 6 different houses around me that I've got to talk to somebody. I've got to figure out how to move that temporarily. So I've got some big projects before I can have my lot ready for this building. And here we are. We got down to 15 degrees the other day, so reality sets in. Now, for those of you that think I'm backing off the idea of building this building, no, I am not. It's a process. If you've ever built your own house, if you've ever built a building, I have the leisure of taking this at my own pace, and that's what I've decided. I'm not going for this thing 100 miles an hour. My life is 100 miles an hour. I can't add another rolling snowball to that. Now, the idea that somebody's buying this building and putting me out on the street or putting me next door, which is not the greatest spot for us, and certainly the move sucks, I'm still not going to build this thing any faster than it has to happen. I'm not pushing it. I'm not insane. So tomorrow, I'll come up, the first thing I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to sit down, I'm going to brainstorm 3-4 things to do, work on my business. My inventory project still has to be part of that. But again, that's a bigger project than I thought. I'm taking that in stride, Again, my life is crazy. Everything's so fast. I'm keeping the main things the main thing. And this idea that I'm taking a step back and working on the business, I love it. But I'm not going to go breakneck, crazy, rubber chicken neck, floor it off the cliff. It's got to happen at a pace that makes sense. Otherwise, I'm just not going to do it. I'm treating it as a day off, as opposed to, hey, I got to grind it out, and life's too short, man and woman. Life's too short, peoples. Friends and neighbors, pickers and adventurers. Politically correct world. What are you supposed to say these days? Hopefully I don't have to address everybody like Google has like 65 different ways to address people, and none of them make any sense to me. Maybe I should dip into this beer. Just kidding. I think some of this beer is going to come home with me for Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I'm going to sit back in Thursday night and watch some football with a nice glass, whatever. They always recommend temperatures for this stuff, and they recommend different types of glasses so you can get all the vapors. Oh my goodness. Hard to believe, but I used to wear suits and go to some of these, highfalutin parties and weddings. And, I used to be into some of that. I was never into it, but I went, oh my goodness. The in crowd, right? I'm in the out crowd now. I'm not going back. I got rid of all my suits and fancy shoes and ties. I got rid of all of it. I got none, zero. This is as cool as I get right now. It's funny, I went out to eat with Lon the other day, and I went with my Schlitz hat on, pulled down, my look. Left a nice tip. They love me just the same. Who cares, man? Woman, peoples, adventures, picklers. All right, this vlog has been long and uneventful. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. It's given me a few laughs. I'm going to go get done with the rest of this stuff. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the comments. Hey, we got some lots of new viewers, some good comments, long-time watchers, first-time subscribers. Appreciate all you new subscribers. We're looking at 3,000 subscribers soon. Keep going, keep going. I like that. I like growth. It feels good to grow. Casey Neistat had to quit because he was getting close to 6 million subscribers. So 3,000 feels pretty good. Oh, it's so funny. I hope we're making a difference out there. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the support. Appreciate the comments. Pick well and list often. Dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.